your nose is clear, so clear.
I sat back real quick as soon as you started recording. I was like, "Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we're back up here."
Almost got it. Almost got it. Hey guys, thanks for
Almost got
tuning.
you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We're iMOK, and this is episode 3. And yeah, it's been a week. Sorry about last night, guys. We were supposed to have a call last night, but I was so tired, really tired. I overslept, but it was a good day yesterday. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I met yesterday, and some of them took notice of me. And there's I'm just not so used with people calling out my name. Hey Kimo, you're doing this. Very good job, and we love the video that you put out. So I don't know, man.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so I was able to do the video shoot for our church yesterday. And it
Nice.
was already posted. So, but again, apologies to you guys. I wasn't able to.
You're welcome. You're
Yeah,
good, man.
let's do this again. I like the intimate voice.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How are you guys?
Oh my goodness.
How you been?
Good.
Yeah, how you
No
been, brother?
complaints
Put your
over
phone
here.
away, please, and listen to the podcast.
Who has their phone?
You.
Nah, man, I'm taking notes.
Oh,
No, don't. Oh.
now we should take notes as
Yeah.
well. We should take notes.
Yeah,
No.
the phone's all the way over here, man.
Yeah.
I have a brain. I don't need notes.
Yeah. I also found my passport, so I think I'm ready to go to Germany.
Yeah. hop on the plane, man.
It's
May
been
have
missing.
to stop in the Philippines and meet Chemo and then go to Germany
Mm.
with him.
Yeah, of course,
You,
to meet
you
Kimo.
sure just me? Are you sure just me? It's
I've
just,
always wanted
like
to go to the Philippines. The food is really nice.
food.
Food,
I hear you.
of course.
Yeah,
I
of
hear
course.
you.
Food is very
Mhm.
good
Yeah.
here. But how you
Yeah.
been, guys? What did you do yesterday when I wasn't around?
So I think yesterday we took the chance to set up Molly's camera, and we were just crying the whole time because you weren't there. And
Really?
then we started to get really upset about you.
That little Asian guy, huh?
Yeah,
So
man.
annoying.
I think I tried to call you like 10 times,
Yeah, you did.
and
I saw it.
yes, I did. Yeah,
I saw it.
good. It's good that you saw it, and I hope you feel very bad about it. No,
Yeah.
no, you're good. No, you're good. No, you're good. Man.
No, my wife.
So this happens to everybody.
I know, man. Wi-Fi was turned off by my mom, so I'm
Okay.
sorry on behalf of
You're
everyone. There you
good,
go.
man.
So whenever
all
I
good, it's all
apologize, I'm
good.
gonna keep my mouth closer to the microphone. Anyway, well, I was talking to my technician last week, and it's something that really caught my attention. Um, this thing was actually brought up first by my other group of friends because we were talking about people inspiring others, and I was listening to their stories, and it seems like they've inspired a lot of people around in numerous ways, and I can't remember the time I've inspired someone. So I've been down for how many.
You can't remember?
I can't remember, man, because I'm not the kind of guy who would always count all the people that I've done good, all the people that I've helped. I'm not that kind of guy. So and most of the time I don't get what you call this.
Response.
I don't get response from anyone.
You
If-
don't need it.
No, yeah, exactly. So, but you know this feeling, right? So
Yeah.
you don't know until someone tells you that you inspired them. So this
You
week,
did, man.
so this
You
week,
did. You did, man.
thank you. So this week, I was talking to Erwin. He's also a photographer. He's 21 years old, but he's a talented street photographer. So I met him last year, sometime in November of last year, and we met at a photo walk. So a friend of mine invited me to go to a photo walk. It's a night photoscape kind of theme that we did. So we were just
Mhm.
driving around, and I met this guy, and he was like asking about my gear. So I showed him my EOS R. I showed him other stuff, and he was like using this very old Canon camera, a 70D with the kit
Yeah.
lens. All right, and the other guy was using a Nikon or Nikon camera, and I'm using the latest one. So I was just doing my own thing, capturing photos, and this kid took like a couple of photos like of a building. So it was like, what you call this, 5 second or 4 second exposure,
Yeah. Long exposure.
long exposure. I saw the photo and it was like, what, with that kit lens and that camera? So I got
Yeah.
inspired right away. And then, we became friends eventually. um then he asked me if I can teach him my studio photography style. So I brought him here. He invited a model and we took photo. But while I was taking photo, I was also showing him how I set up the lights, how I set up my equipment, how I hook up the tether tools to my camera to my laptop. So pretty much he was able to learn a lot of things, right?
So you
So
mentored him.
I mentored him,
Yeah.
and then I,
Nice.
I told him all the things all the things that I bought, like the savings that I did. Of course, I need to make sure everything is on a budget. So, and he was able to come up with the resource to buy these things exactly how I set up my studio. So he has a gray backdrop, the lights that he's using, Godox, the modifier, everything, almost everything, except for the space that he has. He has a very small space, but
I have to mention, if we use words like suppliers or producers, this
we
is
might
not a
get it
sponsored
sponsored.
podcast.
We might
But
get
this
it
is not a
sponsored.
sponsor. We want to reach out to you guys to sponsor us.
Yeah,
But
Godox.
right
There
now
you go.
it's not
It's
Godox.
not a
If you listen to
sponsored.
this podcast,
Yeah,
if you listen to this podcast, we are up for collaboration.
yeah. But this is not a sponsored video. Anyways, to
No.
continue with my story. So we were talking about this last week, and he mentioned about if he didn't meet me last year, he would be just stuck with his street photography style. Now he was able to learn new things, and from that new thing, he was able to meet new people that he can shoot with. And this is
Yeah.
something that's very personal to him because his backstory is really interesting. So when he was a kid, he was actually around 12 or 13. He told me his parents was, I think, separated, and he need to step up his, what you call this, they don't earn a lot of money.
So you had to
So
grow up very fast.
he has to grow up very fast, and he worked as a sort of, what you call this, he sells junk items. So he
Okay.
segregates like the plastics to the glass and sell it separately because it has
Ah,
its
gotcha.
own value. If you weigh in a certain
Yeah.
weight, then it will be sold to for a certain amount. So he
Yeah.
did this for a couple of years, and after this, he even tried to do some bicycle routes. We have this, what you call this, pan not Panda Express, Panda Food. Marley, you have Panda Express there, right? So we
Right.
have Panda Food here, and it's a food delivery service, but they have an option to ride the bicycle. You know, so he did
Yeah.
that for
Okay.
a couple of months, and then he saved up a little bit of money to buy a Nikon camera. Again, not sponsored. But due to their financial difficulty, he was forced to sell this camera. He already fell in love with that camera, so he had to sell it. Then he was able to get some work, call center work. As probably he was already 17 or 18 at this time. So he was able to get that call center job. And since it was pandemic, they had to work from home, right?
Yeah.
So no, he 18 or 19 because he's already 21. He's probably 20 by this time. Anyway, so while he was working at home, he took another job, a computer technician at a local mall here. So he learned a lot of stuff, tinkering computers, laptops, and cell phones even. So he was able to gain another, uh, knowledge,
And source of income.
source of income. There you go. Thank you.
You're
And he
welcome.
was able to buy this camera, this Canon D70D.
Yeah.
And from there, because he was so close to the streets, because he was selling junks when he was kids, that's why he prefers shooting on the streets, because he's so familiar with the what you call this, the environment out there.
Yeah.
So that was a good story. And he brought this up because he mentioned, without me, he won't be able to grow up in that kind of
Yeah.
um style, I should say. So going back, inspiration to me again, I don't count this because no one mentioned this before when I was growing up. No one told me like, "Hey, Kimo, you inspired me a lot." But this kid, take note, he's just 21 years old, and
Yeah.
he's so grateful. And it's something that's it's really embedded into my heart that somehow I've inspired a person, and hopefully I can
Yeah.
inspire a lot of people. Hopefully someone who will listen to this or watch this on YouTube, that I can inspire them as well.
I think, man, you let me get this a little bit
Yeah.
like this. I think you forgot about how much you inspired me and how much you inspired also Male. And I think we told this or we said it to you already. But because we are supporting each other so much in the last month,
Yeah.
you inspired my work, you inspired my life, like I did with Male, like he did with me, like he's eventually doing it with you,
Yeah.
or probably doing it with you, but I'm pretty sure we are, affecting the lives of each other,
Sure.
and
Yep.
this is something that gets lost during the day or during our normal, stuff we have around us.
You're right.
And Male is also affecting the life of his kids because he's a
True.
role model, he's a father.
Yes.
He's mentoring them, he's trying to teach them values, manners, behavior. This is the same what I'm doing with my kids. And I think, everything you do, it's like what Male said in the last podcast with the pebble you throw into the sea or into the lake, the ripple effect. This is something that's working all the time. I remember there was an advertising in the German television, to be kind to one another, and you see somebody like opening or holding the door open for somebody behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else is standing right across the street and sees it, and you can see, okay, got you.
You're right.
And like 5 minutes later, somebody drops something on the floor, and he's bending over and lifting it up for the person.
Right.
And this person sees there is something good, and you share it, and this is the ripple effect. And this is what's happening almost every day. If you are out there, if you do something, people take notice of it, maybe not consciously.
Yeah.
But of course it is also important to tell somebody, because this is like, I don't know how to put it, but this is like, lighting the fire, you know, that you see, okay, this is a real effect, you know, this is not somebody's talking about.
Yeah.
This happens. And I can say from my point of view, you guys affected my work, you affected my life, you inspired me in so many different ways. Yeah, this is like, you know, if you have an old sponge, you know, a dry old sponge, and you put it underwater and it expands, you know, and it looks new almost, you know, because it's like nourishing a plant.
All right.
This is so important to tell people, you know, hey, you had an effect on my life, you had an effect on myself or on my habits or on my workflow or whatever, you know. This is also related to being supportive. Let's talk about our photography, you know. If you write, oh man, I want to eat this food, I know for sure I did a good job, you know, because you're not standing in front of me or beside me in the kitchen. You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. You just see it on the picture. And if it makes you want to eat it, I reached the goal. And this is also inspiring to move on, to try new things. And this is the same thing I did with Marley when he showed some pictures from one of his photo jobs.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, just try this color key thing and just make the whole picture like black and white and just let the shoes pop or the lipstick pop in a color. And he tried it. And this is inspiring because you start to learn new things, or you get you receive another perspective of what you're doing. And this is the same with Irvin. We are inspiring each other. You started inspiring me like 3 years ago, man.
Yeah.
You know, I saw your pictures. I was so stoked. I said, "Oh man, I want to take pictures like this." Even if I'm more related to the food stuff, but your pictures inspired me. I asked you, I think like 1,000 questions.
Yeah, you did.
You know, you always tell it's like fanboying. And
yes,
it
you
was.
do.
Yes.
See, we have to
so,
do that.
But
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like this ASMR style. No,
yeah,
but
silly man.
no, this is a great topic, and to inspire people, and you know, share good stuff and support, and to receive it back. Like even if somebody said, "Hey man, you inspired me. I changed something because of your advice or of your knowledge or of your experience."
Yeah,
this is crazy good. This is amazing. So what about you, Molly?
No, piggyback on what you said, Chemo. Dude, you look at my Instagram page, man. I think the last maybe 10, 15 photos, you'll see a lot more black and white photos. I think I have more black and white photos on there,
right,
as of late than probably since I made that channel, that page. And I think it's just because when we started talking, you explained why you like the black and white. You didn't just say, "Oh, I like black and white photos. You know, it's just nice. It's just something about it. I like it." No, you went into detail. I don't know if you remember, but you went into like, there's just something about it. Just feels like, you know, more epic. And you were just going on and on and on about it. And like my sister, I have a sister-in-law who does photography. She likes black and white photos as well. But you know, it didn't really inspire me when she was talking about it to take more black and white photos. But when you were talking about it, you inspired me. I'm like, yo, no, he's right. Yeah, there is something about it, you know. And I was just like, no, I'm taking more now, you know. So I've taken a lot more. I haven't posted everything that I've taken, but yeah, I when I'm editing photos now, I just like I edit it the way I like it, and then I just put it in black and white just to see, you know, see what it looks like, see if it looks better. And yeah, I mean, it might be small things, it might be big things, but we're always inspiring people, man. Like you got your whole camera set up there this week with the mic and everything. And within a couple of days, Oliver got his mic and his camera thing set up too. And look at me now, my camera set up and everything. I mean, dude, like again, might be little things, but always, like you said, there's always the influence. We're always influencing other people.
There's always.
I can tell you what now. I can tell you one thing. When I get back home to the States,
Mm-hmm.
one of the first things I'm going to do is, I've invested in camera equipment and lenses and lights and stuff like that. One of the first things I'm going to do, bro, is invest in my own little studio. I have the backdrop and everything, but you've inspired me, with your studio to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's. I think one of the best ways we can inspire people is once we open up. We can say, hey, like for example, with the black and white thing, we could say, hey, I like taking black and white photos. Maybe that'll inspire some people. But once you open up about it and you go into detail and you kind of just expose yourself and your feelings and your thoughts, I think that's when the real inspiration starts to shine through, and people can relate. And I think that's when it happens. I think the best way to inspire people is once we expose ourselves, so to speak.
So true, man.
I think
Yeah.
I think also a lot of my clients recently
Mhm.
are inspiring me, or saying, yeah, I did this soul photography session with my
Yeah.
client. You guys saw the pictures.
Right.
And I think this is something that's even closer to my heart than even just taking pictures of food or cooking.
Right.
I still love it. It's still something that I enjoy to do. Setting everything up, cook it, you know, um, and take the pictures and edit them. But this way of photography is far more related to what you're doing with your
Right.
portrait shootings. And so many people were freaking out about the pictures, because it's related to your black and white photography. There is a saying from Ted Grant.
Right.
He always said, he said, if you take pictures from people in color, you take pictures of the clothes, and if you take pictures of people in black and white, you take pictures of the soul.
Right.
And
Okay.
there is a big difference between shooting pictures in color and then edit them in black and white, or if you already shoot in black and white, because you look on different variations of light, shadows, sometimes it's a good rescue. If you miss the focus, just put it black and white and it works.
Yeah.
Well, even
It's a
even
good
in
save.
even in color, like if you miss a certain color of a photo,
Yeah.
yeah, just put it black and white. Okay, you're done. Send it to the client.
Right.
That's artistic.
Yeah, that's artistic. Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Oh, it looks like it's shot on a Leica.
exactly.
No, but this kind of inspiration that's far more than just saying or telling somebody. It's like being a role model.
Right.
I always can just say, if I act in a certain way
Mm.
and people around me see my kids and they say, hey, they're exactly like you, they talk in the same way you do, they behave in the same way you do. And this is not always because I'm forcing them to do it.
Right.
No, it's just because I am like this, and they see me, they see me acting, they see me talking, and of course they replicate it. And
Right.
Yeah.
this is the same thing that you are doing with Irvin.
Yeah.
Not that you only explained everything to him, but he's learning from you. You are mentoring him.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is great, man. And it has so many, not just, if it's not just affecting the photography, it's affecting every part of life. And to encourage Mali, to say, hey brother, you have to make a decision, like we talked last podcast about sacrifices.
Right.
You have to sacrifice something to fulfill your own dream, to do everything that you want to do, and not decide against something or against somebody. No,
Yeah.
just decide for yourself. And this is something I think people can relate to this, and people take note of it.
Right. I actually saw Marley's video. You were eating, was it ice cream with your son? Was it ice cream, or I don't know? I saw that on your YouTube, and you were just like, sitting at the left
Oh yeah.
side, and it was in the middle, and you're like telling him like you can't eat that because you did this, or you already ate. But if you eat that, you're it's like you're teaching him something there, but eventually you allowed him to eat that or take a bite of it, of that ice cream. Can you tell more about it? Like, can you share that story?
Oh, I'm trying to remember the story. What was it? Oh, I think he was. Oh, I think he was eating yogurt,
Yogurt. Yeah, I believe it was yogurt as well.
and then yeah, he wanted the yogurt. I already knew I was going to eat ice cream, so I gave him the yogurt, and it's probably for the purpose of the video. I wanted to get his reaction on the video, so
Right.
I took out the ice cream, and as soon as he saw the ice cream, he was like, "Oh yeah, no, 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 I want the ice cream now."
Right.
So I was like, "All right, yeah, no, you wanted the yogurt." So kind of a mean,
Right.
move, but for the purpose of the video. But anyways, I knew he was going to finish his yogurt. I think, if I remember correctly, I think he finished his yogurt,
I
and
think
then I
so.
gave him the ice cream.
I believe
I
so.
probably let him taste a little bit of the ice cream first, but he probably didn't finish the yogurt in the video. I probably just cut it.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, obviously outside of the video, that happens all the time. You know, they want something and then they get it. And then
Right.
the brother might get something else. His brother might get something else. It's like, oh no, I want that now. It's like, no, you got to finish what you started. And
Exactly.
yeah, and then you get whatever else you want. But finish one thing first.
Yeah,
And this
this is a life lesson, brother.
exactly, and that's why I
Yep.
was inspired with this video. So it may look ordinary video to other people, but there's a lesson there. There's a valuable lesson. You know, as a father, you need to be a role model to your kids,
Yep. Yep.
and you need to tell them, of course, the consequences for every actions that they'll be doing. So it was a simple yogurt versus ice cream. He picked the yogurt definitely, but he wanted the ice cream. You have to pick which one you want to take, right? So
Exactly.
you telling your kid you need to do that first before you can have this, if you're lucky. And yeah, that's something that will be embedded in his memory. That when real situation comes, he will have this thinking now, which one should I do first? Is this much more important than the other one? Or should I do the other one because it's tasty? You know?
Yeah.
So something like that. And this is very inspiring as well. Guys, if you have time, go check out Marley Mon video media, right? On YouTube.
Media.
There you go.
Mali Media.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Marley
Marley
Media
Media.
on YouTube.
Marley Media. It's sometimes it's hard to look up your name, but we'll include that on the
It doesn't
description.
always come up.
Yeah, there you go. Marley does very good videos of his behind the scenes photo shoot and video shoots. So go check him out. Something that would inspire you as well. It inspired me, so go check that out. And don't forget Oliver's Instagram. On Instagram, he does food photography and really tasty. So shameful.
And we also have to mention Kimo Rica Blanca photography because
You know-
this guy is too shy to mention himself.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
You know what? I haven't posted anything on my Instagram page of my portraits because I'm too busy with setting up my podcast. And
Yeah,
I
busy.
know, right? So I
Very
miss
busy.
taking portraits, man. I really do.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Same for me. I was grocery shopping with my girl
Mhm.
earlier this day, and I asked her what she wants to eat, and I said, "Hey, today I think I will have to take some pictures because it's a while ago. You know, last week was the wedding, and I think I didn't shoot any food pictures because
Right.
there was no time for it. You know, but
Yeah.
this is
And
this
you had
is
a few
also
shoots.
pardon.
You had a few shoots too.
I had
Yeah. You had
like
a
the
few shoots.
wedding
Busy.
and
Yep.
there is another wedding coming up in 2 weeks or almost 2 weeks. So yeah, but you know, being inspired or keeping people inspired or keep yourself inspired,
Right.
this is something that's so important, and this is also related to maybe sometimes sacrifices. to stay inspired, sometimes you have to get rid of something that's blocking your way.
Right.
It can be a person, it can also be a relationship, it can be everything. But to grow and to develop yourself and develop your skill set, to learn something new, this is what I think I mentioned to Marley like some weeks ago. I said, you have to try to learn at least like one time a week a new skill. This is why I starting experimenting with the different light sources, different setups for my food shootings, or at least try a different food, different colors, different settings. And this is what keeps you what keeps yourself going. Not always looking for approval from the outside. You can have this on your own, because you can also inspire yourself with being like keen on stuff, and curious, maybe sometimes to be like a little child, running through the world and see different things. This is what also changed when I started photography. If I go somewhere, I'm always looking for photo spots, or for stuff that's you walk somewhere and then you see this beautiful flower on the street, and I think some years ago I would just pass it and it's gone, but you walk around with a different perspective, and this is also inspiring myself.
True.
Hey guys, if you've gotten this far, thank you very much for staying with us. This episode is also available on Spotify, so be sure to check that out. The link is in the show notes of this episode. Also, please follow our Facebook community so we can connect with you. Lastly, if you have any questions, suggestion, or if you want to collaborate with us, please send us an email to imoktribe@gmail.com. We would love to reach out to you, inspire people with our stories, and help you guys get motivated in life. All right, thanks again for watching. Now back to our show.
I do have one friend who listened to our podcast, and from that session, she reposted our very first podcast, Spotify, and one of her friends listened to our podcast, and this person is actually, he has anxiety problems or anxiety, so he learned something from our podcast. When he listened to it, he got inspired. I haven't talked to him yet, but I saw his comment on that repost, and he said this is something very inspiring. So we may not have the followers right now, but if we keep planting seeds and just harvest them on the next coming days, then we will finally see what we have planted, or what we have prepared for other people. Because right now people are like, they love fun stuff. Definitely, who doesn't want fun stuff on social media, right? Joking around, pranks, dancing, TikTok, that kind of stuff. But deep inside, twerking, but deep inside, those people are just covering up what's inside of them, right? So this might inspire them, just take a break from whatever you're doing on social media. You have entertained a lot of people out there, and that's fine. But have you checked yourself lately? Are you doing okay? Right?
Great job, brother. Nice.
Maybe you can take some time to, reassess yourself. And hey, who knows? You might find this in the next couple of months, years. I don't know. Maybe we're still there. But if you can, email us, comment to us, or email us, and we will respond to you. It's never too late. And this is something that people need to understand. Not all people on social media are, they're just all for fun, all for attention. They have something that they're trying to escape from, and this is something that people need to understand. So
and this is also, if I can interrupt you on this one, this is also something, even the people they are joking around,
Mm,
wearing a mask, not being true or honest to themselves.
yeah,
Even they have a story to tell.
they
Even they
do.
have a background, experiences, struggles, anxieties, pain, whatever.
Right.
And if you get inspired by three different individuals, three men from different countries in the world,
Yeah.
maybe I'm okay is the most inspiring thing I did in my whole life.
Same here, man. Same
You
here.
know, this is so close and related, and all the time I have to think about how we met. We talked about this like 1,000 times, but
Mm,
this is always so inspiring to me that you have the ability and the opportunity to change something, to do something that's affecting my life, that's affecting Kimo's life, that's affecting Male's life, that's affecting also the life of my ex-wife. She told me, I'm so proud of you guys. You did something so special, or you're doing something so special from scratch, just from scratch. And I don't know if there was a time in my life or a situation in my life that inspired me even more than this.
mm,
To go out there and open up and say, hey, I need help, or if you need help, talk to us. We are here.
mm.
We try to support you, and we try to build a community. And this inspires me every day, because if I wake up, the first thing I think about, or maybe not the first thing, but during the first things I think about, it's like, I'm okay. How can we evolve? How can we develop this thing? And like you said, planting seeds, being constant, putting everything out there. And I'm pretty sure we already did. We already did.
Yeah.
We inspired
Oh, yeah.
Amira in our first episode
Yeah.
to open
Yep.
up.
Yep.
I think she mentioned it like 2 or 3 times and said this episode, this podcast is so inspiring.
Yeah.
How much
This,
more proof do you need, my little Asian brother?
Yeah.
hey man, there's a lot of things in this world that give me happiness, even if it's fleeting or joy. I like basketball. Maybe that was a given, but I like
No,
basketball,
I
and
thought
I
you were
like
a
winning
tennis
in
player.
basketball.
Yeah.
Hey, and this is another
Baseball,
coincidence.
baseball, baseball.
Baseball. Yeah.
You got the basketball tattoo.
All right.
Yeah.
No, but for example, like I love basketball. I play basketball.
Mhm.
Well, not as much as I used to. And then I like, I don't know, man. There's only a few things in this world that when I'm doing it, all of my attention, all of my energy, every atom in my body is invested in whatever it is I'm doing. And that's like, for example, basketball. So when you see me play ball, man, I mean, like, it don't matter if there's people on the court that's, a foot taller than I am. Like, I'm going to earn my respect on that court always, because they see how hard and how invested I am in that game. And when I win, bro, there's no better feeling, man. There's no better feeling. Another thing is videography. Videography, when I'm holding that gimbal and I'm behind the camera and I'm telling the model how to pose and do all this stuff, like, I have friends that tell me, "How can you focus in front of such beautiful women, and they're looking sexy and all of this stuff? Like, how can you even focus?" Like, bro, there's 100 things going on in my mind when I'm behind that camera. Maybe for
Yeah.
you, if you're just behind the camera, you're just like, oh, let me snap a few photos. Oh my goodness, you're
Yeah.
distracted. No, man, not with me. Like, there's 100 things that are going in my mind. Like, controlling that gimbal is not easy.
True.
And
True.
making sure the lighting, the ISO, the aperture, slow mo, everything,
The framing, man.
I just
Framing.
love it. I love it. I love it. And like, I'm so invested in that. So these are some things that give me, joy, satisfaction, happiness, I guess you could say. But I think the most important thing in this world that can, nothing else can top that feeling is when you have successfully inspired someone to change. When you have changed somebody, whether trying or not trying, there's nothing more powerful than that, in my opinion. Something that you've done, something that you said that's completely changed someone's mindset for good, for positive, to be more positive. That's amazing.
It's
That's
powerful.
amazing. Because you're not just for basketball or for videography, you're changing something in front of you. It's inanimate, it's not, but you're changing someone else's life, so to speak. You know what I mean? That's powerful. That's amazing, and that's essentially what we're doing right now. And videography, basketball, even eating ice cream. I love eating ice cream. I get I get a high eating ice cream, but that's not changing anyone's life.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
No, but this is what makes you happy. What makes you feel good in this moment, and this is also related to our last podcast. That you need to find something that keeps you going, and if it's eating a portion of ice cream and it makes you feel better, go for it. Just go for it. I like to drink coffee, and sometimes it's just like sitting there with a cup of coffee, and just enjoying myself and having a good time. And this came into my mind when Molly was talking about, when I'm behind the gimbal and I'm, looking through the lens or looking on the screen and do everything. Find your gimbal in your life.
Hey.
Find your own gimbal. There is always something that keeps you inspired, that keeps you moving, that keeps you going. Just go for it. If it's dancing, go dance. If it's swimming, go swim. If it's cooking,
twerking, go twerk on TikTok.
Yeah, hell yeah, please.
You should start TikTok twerking, Marley.
I'm a very bad twerker. I can't. I've
embarrassed
myself
once. Maybe that's what they want to see. A bad twerker, just for a change.
Yeah, just for change. You will change the life of people.
There's plenty of that on TikTok already.
Yeah, go start it, man. I'm encouraging you.
You're inspiring me, right?
There you go, inspiration, man.
Man.
But yeah, this is something. There has to be something in your life, and if it's not there right now, go find it.
Yeah.
Go find it and keep yourself inspired, and you will inspire people. There is no other way. If you are passionate about something, if somebody is, standing next to me in the kitchen and they see me cooking, like not for just preparing food, but if I'm standing there, having music on and doing something that comes straight from my heart, right. People are sitting there and watching me cook and they say, man, this is so inspiring. I never saw somebody cooking with such a passion.
Yeah.
And this is also inspiring maybe some people. Not everybody likes to cook or, being in front of the stove for hours, maybe. But there are so many people always encouraging me, why don't you open a restaurant? Your food looks amazing. And I'm pretty sure it tastes amazing. And yes, it does. But, I'm not a professional cook. I would never call myself a professional cook. And I think it's like 2 weeks ago, somebody said to me, when you come back to your old hometown where I'm currently at now, why don't you open a restaurant? And I said, no, because I don't want to work like 16 hours every day. But then somebody said, yeah, maybe you can do it different. Maybe you can find a way to, put it into your life, like not working for 16 hours. And I was always thinking about, a big dream of mine was always to have a food truck or something.
Right.
And just work during lunchtime or in the evening or on events or something.
This could be a sign.
Maybe.
People are inviting you to open up a restaurant or a food truck, man.
Yeah, and this is also inspiring me, because this is maybe something I will do in the future. I don't know. Maybe I will. But these encouragements, these inspirations, you always have to make sure that you see it, that it does something to you. And if it's related to you and if it touches your heart, or your soul, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Can be a spiritual thing. It doesn't have to be some physical products like food or something.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But inspiration is so important. Yeah.
I like what you said, Oliver. You said keep yourself inspired and you'll inspire other people.
Mhm.
That's deep, bro. That's
True.
like my mind exploded over here when you said that. I was just like, whoa, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
this
is the same
crazy.
thing that you said about playing basketball. You know, if you're
Yeah.
on the court and you're not a professional basketball player, but you put the effort into, you put the
Yeah.
work in,
Exactly.
you go to your limits,
Right.
and then maybe you're inspiring people standing
Mhm.
outside of the court, and say, hey, I didn't play basketball for some years, I like to watch it, but maybe I will put the shoes on again and
Right.
go out there and hoop a little bit, you know.
Mm.
You're right, man. You remind me of when you said that. Yeah. I had a couple of people message me within the last few months here in Bolivia. They were like, well, I was here in Bolivia. They messaged me from the States. But they asked me, they said, where do you find your clients? Where do you find your models?
Yeah.
I have trouble finding models. Like, how do you get them to commit? And I'm like, dude, to be honest with you, the majority of them I found out of pure desperation. Is that the right word?
Yes. Yeah,
You
I do
desperate,
believe
brother?
this, man.
You're desperate, brother.
This is where I
Bro,
get. This is where I
yes.
get my clients as well.
Yeah, out of pure frustration.
Yeah.
I just get super desperate. I haven't had a shoot in a while. I need to find a model.
Right.
Dude, so I told him, I said, Luke, dude, usually the first level of desperation for me, that's the word, right? I don't
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah.
be- yeah. The first level is go on Instagram. I haven't, had a shoot in a while. I go on Instagram, even Tinder,
Mhm.
I'm just searching
Right.
for models, for women,
You really don't
for
have to open
men,
your eyes.
whatever.
That's
And
okay. We
then
understand.
I just sent them I just sent the messages. Hey, this is my work. Check out my page. If you're interested, let me know. I think you're really pretty. I think you're really pretty. I like this photo on your page. I like this photo on your page. Like, I
Right.
just try to make it as personal as possible
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
And I wait for a response. So out of like 20 messages or 20 accounts that I've messaged,
You get
maybe
two.
5 or 7 we actually respond.
Right. Right.
Most of them are declining me, and then maybe 1 or 2 actually
Yeah.
come through. So it's a really slow process. Maybe in
True.
about a week or 2 weeks, I might get one person, and
Exactly.
then they may cancel on the day of the shoot or something. Because I get it, you've never seen me before. I'm just talking to you online, meeting somebody. It's dangerous. It can be dangerous. Other
Yeah.
times, I've gone out to the mall with my camera,
Right.
and I'm just looking around. Hey, there's a
Yeah.
woman on my page that I took a photo of her. She's Brazilian. I walked right up to her and I said, "Hey, I think you're really pretty. I'm a photographer. This is my. I'm showing her my phone. And like,
Right.
this is my account. This is the photos I've done. Can I take a couple of photos of you right now? I can send you a photo. I can email it to you. I can text it to you, whatever." And usually they're really standoffish.
Yeah.
Black guy coming up to them, "Hey, you're pretty. Let me take a photo of you." They look at you like you're an idiot. And
Right.
I've gotten so many people just, "Ew, you're crazy. Get away from me."
Right.
So many declines. But the one person that says yes, oh, it's worth it.
It's
know,
worth
on.
All
everything.
those 20,
Yeah.
all
Marley's
those
on.
20 people that declined me,
Mhm.
I forget about them. And then I
Exactly.
post that photo, and then all their friends now are jealous. They want a photo like that too.
Let me
or
let me ask you a question on this.
yeah,
Is this something that you do to find clients? Is this something somebody told you, or did you do it on your own?
pure frustration and out of
Exactly.
Yeah.
being
So
desperate.
you inspired yourself.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is something you
And
learn, man.
now it inspires other people because they're
Right.
asking me, how do I find my clients? I'm like, dude, I
Yeah.
just
Here we
walked into
go.
a gas station and saw this lady,
we go.
and I said, "Hey, you're pretty. Can we do a photo shoot? Check
Yeah.
out my page. Here's my card." And they get back to me.
Of course,
And the
there's
guy responded to me on Instagram. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The guy responded to me on Instagram and said, "Dude, you're crazy. You realize how crazy that sounds?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"I know it sounds crazy.
I know.
You don't have to believe it, but it's true."
And this is how we get clients sometimes. Again, out of pure desperation.
clients.
This is, you know,
Yes.
there's no other
Yes.
way. You know, we have to be like decent, of course, because you know, asking a person alone, you know, you're a complete stranger, asking them, "Can I take a photo of you because you're beautiful?" Of course, they would get creeped out of you, and
Yep.
I totally understand that, man. I'm an introvert, basically, so I cannot do what you're doing. So it's really hard. There was one time I saw this girl at the mall, and she was just lining up to where I was going, and I was like, "Hey, you look pretty." I just tried, man. "Hey, you look pretty."
Yeah.
I'm a photographer, so I wasn't sure what I was about to say.
Was it a question
Yeah.
or was it a saying? Like,
Yeah,
I'm a photographer?
I'm a photographer.
Maybe.
And I have my page. So these are my clients. Do you want to take a photo with me? But she said
she say?
yes. She said yes, actually,
Nice.
but I wasn't able to
Nice.
take a photo of her.
Why?
Something came up, you know.
Oh, okay.
Something
Okay, gotcha.
other clients, of course, other paying
Oh,
clients.
of course.
So we have
yeah,
to
of course.
prioritize those things. But I was able to say
yeah.
through.
Get a
So
structure,
anyway,
man. Get a structure.
I know, but again, as an introvert, it's hard for me to just approach
Yes.
people. Amira, actually, her photo actually was just, you know, wandering around, you know, taking couple of photos of people on the workshop we attended, and I don't know what's up with her. I just when we sat down at Starbucks after this was after the workshop, I just asked her straight up, "Hey, can I take a photo of you?" There. There was a specific spot at that Starbucks. It was I want to take a photo of you there because the lighting is good
Now.
now. And she was like, "Okay." So yeah, we went to this place and I asked her to just be natural. Laugh if you want, you know, look at the camera, you know, do your stuff. Took a couple of snaps and there. "Hey, thank you." And then we went back to our seats and start chatting. And she told me that she normally don't say yes to people asking for her photo. For some reason she connected with me. And that's where the friendship started, you know. So crazy thing. But again, inspiring people. Yes, we're saying something, Oliver. What was
No, I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right.
Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah. So just to before we close this off, I just want to tell a lot of people out there, on behalf of my brothers here, there are numerous ways to inspire others. You could just be sitting out there, you know, doing your stuff, but you don't know tens of people, 20 of people watching the thing you're doing. It might be weird to them, but you know, you are inspiring someone. That's very important. So don't stop inspiring people and planting seed today so that you can see the wait, what's that? See, I lost the thought there. So help me out, brothers. I need some
Let me
help.
let
There
me
you go.
let me have
I don't know
let
what
me
came
have
to me. Go.
let
You
me
gotta
have like
inspire yourself to inspire others.
There you go.
let me
So-
just end this episode with one of my favorite sayings. There is always somebody waking up in the world who's inspired by you.
Hey. And with
We
that
are
being,
iMOK.
and with that being
Thanks for
said,
tuning in.
guys, thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you on the next one. So peace, love to you guys. Bye.
Love to you guys.
That was deep, man. Take
All right.
care. Peace.
Peace.